Hello, my name is Katherine Adelaide and I am running for the City Council of Taneytown. I have been a commercial building permit expediter for the past 26 years and I know how to make things happen. I went back to school as a single mom and obtained an Associate of Arts degree, a Bachelor of Arts in English Literature cum laude, graduating Phi Beta Kappa, and a law degree from the University of Maryland. I am the co-executive director of Voices for Victims of Domestic Violence, an advocacy group which provides direct victim services. I am a member of a local church and help with youth group. I coordinated a grassroots citizens group to keep pot shops off of Main Street in Carroll County called No Cannabis in Carroll. My past political experience includes being the vice chairman for the Carroll County Trump inaugural celebration. I am also the vice president of the Republican Women's Club of Taneytown. I just coordinated a drug panel program with Sergeant Brooks from the Taneytown Police Department and Dr. Joyce Mahoney, director of the Sober Truth Addiction Recovery Program, coming to Taneytown. I was the coordinator for the Citizens Referendum Petition, the first in the history of Taneytown, and I worked as a special election volunteer poll watcher. My first stint as a poll watcher was in Philadelphia for former President George W. Bush, and I became the first poll watcher in Taneytown in 2015. The issue I hear the most about from citizens is the high water bills, which is because the sewer rate is twice the water rate. The first priority is to give the citizens immediate relief and cut the sewer rate to equal the water rate. The current majority council wants to confuse citizens with paid experts and fear-mongering about going bankrupt. Go to TaneytownGovernmentDidWhat.com to see the facts about all the reports. The town has $7 million in surplus money in savings accounts. $2 million was collected from utility fees over the last few years. With a 50% cut, it would take 6 years to return the $2 million surplus to the people, with $5 million left for reserves. No bankruptcy there. I propose an independent audit in what I call the 50-50 times 3 plan. Cut the sewer rate 50% and the city manager's salary by 50% and elect 3 candidates who are not part of the current corrupt administration to implement this plan. This is a winning formula for you, the citizens. Unlike Joe Vigliotti's 5% pre-election token decrease after voting yes for a whopping 18% increase. Another important issue is the drug crisis in Taneytown. In the past year, I heard a city councilman say Taneytown did not have a bad drug problem. I recently attended the funeral of another overdose victim. It's one of several overdoses this year alone. A majority of the council, including incumbent candidate Diane Foster, voted to send a letter of recommendation to the State Cannabis Commission favoring a pot business over other potential businesses. Planning board member and candidate Judith Fuller, who was appointed by the mayor, defended her vote to bring another pot factory to Taneytown. My plan is to promote prevention, enforcement, and treatment concurrently and to involve the 4 Ps: parents, police, pastors, and especially politicians as community leaders. We need to promote community and spiritual alternatives to drugs, including youth groups, a community center, a splash park, and community service programs for students to beautify Main Street. Let's bring back parades to Taneytown instead of funeral processions. I believe the worst problem in Taneytown is corruption and lack of transparency in city government, which is why we have such outrageous water bills, vacant and dilapidated homes and businesses, and a harrowing drug problem. Sadly, a small inner circle of unelected officials is running the town and running it into the ground, and is much more concerned with power and control than obeying the charter, the state and U.S. constitutions, the Open Meetings Act, and with promoting the welfare of citizens. The law is used to oppress and control citizens rather than to allow them to participate in their own government. I have personally observed the mayor and majority of the council break the law almost every month they meet. Though legislators, they refuse to read and apply the law fairly and instead rely entirely on an unelected staff attorney to guide their every decision and to bully minority council members. And didn't you know, when you name the problem, you become the problem. Google YouTube City of Taneytown work session from Wednesday, April 5th, and watch how they treat citizens and candidates not endorsed by the current administration. This administration needs a reality check that only the voters can give them. My plan would include no more secret meetings, allowing citizens to speak before the council votes on legislation, and repealing unconstitutional legislation. Let's turn the kangaroo court of Taneytown back into the Republican democracy our founding fathers intended, with equal protection for all. So on May 1st, vote for the 3 candidates not endorsed by the establishment cronies, including Rhonda Kritzings and myself, Katherine Adelaide, and together we will drain the swamp and cut the sewer rates 50%.